the fuel, we received it too. And well, the cans, just for you to have an idea, tropical fruit, they came in cans. Okay, a tropical country. Well, that's just for you to have an idea of how much we relied on the Soviet Union. The only thing we had to produce was sugarcane. The collapse came and we were just alone. We had the embargo. We lost our trade partners, which were part of the Soviet Union, of course. And well, we were having a lot of problems here. So the Cuban government, once again, had to find all these solutions. We encouraged foreign investment because we tried to encourage tourism. The thing is that, well, we didn't have the infrastructure. We didn't have hotels, we didn't have restaurants, so we had to continue thinking of a way, okay, to create all this infrastructure. Foreign investments happened, and we began having more hotels, and we began having other places for tourists, okay? So tourism was the engine that didn't let us fall. All these houses that you're seeing right now, they are private homes. I explained I mean, what happens here in Cuba, that we don't rent, that when we rent, we do it to own. I did it right? Yeah? So these are part of these private homes that we have here. Okay, remember, every family owns a house. Okay, so these are just average Cubans. Inside one house. Here in Cuba, you don't find a young person like me living alone, or at least owning the house, because that person, for some reason, because the house belongs to his or her grandfather, grandparents, but that person doesn't own the house. Okay?
Can they inherit the house?
Yeah, they may. I mean, we may inherit the house.
Yeah.
You may inherit the house, and you don't have to repay the house. I mean, that happened some years ago when the Ernst parents did it. I mean, when they paid for the house, when they rented the house. But I mean, when you earned the house, you didn't have to pay again because the house was already.
Nancy, what happens in case of a divorce? How do you divide a property?
Yeah, here when you get divorced, I mean, you have to divide the things the couple acquired while being married. Okay, you have to divide that. Well, normally it's divided. It's difficult because, yeah, normally, I mean, that depends on what terms people get divorced. Normally, there is one house and there is no more. I mean, there is no car, or there are not so many other things to buy. Okay, people, they have the right to live inside a house. Of course, if you get divorced, that's because probably you cannot stand the other person. So people, yeah, as I said, that depends on what terms you end up the relationship. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't end up really well. So people, they end up fighting and all that. Anyways, you divide the house. That's, yeah, you divide the house, and one house is turned into two houses. Okay, that's what happens here.
Oh.
Well, it's an interesting question. I don't know. We don't really know because this is just. I mean, if these people that own private businesses, if that may lead to a certain sector with more money, okay? As I said, this is just new. This is happening now, okay? It's not even 2 years old. So it's difficult to say. The government is keeping an eye on that, but it's difficult to say, okay? We don't really know because this is really new. So in 5 years, you ask me and I'll tell you. Because right now, I mean, it's difficult. It's difficult because you are not seeing that, not yet. I mean, if it'll happen, I don't know. But right now, you don't see it. Probably when it gets very, I mean, more solid or, you know, now you don't see it. Probably 5 years, in 5 years, you see something about it. But not now.
Said Obama, give me.
Alcohol
Said
is a
Obama,
problem.
give me
Here,
5.
I mean, Cuba is a very strong rum producer because we have a lot of brands. Tomorrow, not tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow, we are going to the Havana Club Rum Museum, and you'll be learning about rum production in Cuba. We have a lot of brands, as I said. We produce a lot of rum, and Cuban people, they like rum. Okay, they like rum. I mean, every holiday, or I mean, you don't need
An excuse.
an excuse. You don't need an excuse to drink rum. Okay, for instance, men after long day working, okay, they just want to get home, to get a shower, to sit, to watch television, and then to have just some rum, okay? That's normal. But alcoholism is not a problem in Cuba. It's not a problem, okay? You may see one or two people, beggars, I mean, with some rum, but it's not a problem. It's not a big problem. But once again, we like rum a lot. We like rum. We are rum consumers, but it's not a problem. You don't see young people, for instance, like it's not a social evil. Young people stealing and I mean asking for money just to buy a bottle of rum or to do drugs. Okay, here we don't have these problems. Drug addiction, it's not a problem here, so no. Yeah?
You don't have a age limitation on alcohol? The age limitation?
18 years old. You're allowed to drink alcohol, to drink and buy. This is the Ernest Hemingway Marina. Remember what I told you? Yeah? 18 years old. Okay? You are, I mean, you reach the age to buy cigars, to buy cigarettes, to drink and buy alcohol, to go to prison. Well, you may go, I mean, when you are 16 years old, you go to a special prison just for underage people. You committed a crime.
What about marriage?
Marriage, you have to wait until 18 to reach 18 years old. If you want to do it earlier, then your parents, they have to sign. Okay, now you begin seeing all these pieces of art, pieces of work. That's part of Fusser's work. I mean, Fusser, remember these artists that works with tiles? This is the neighborhood. And well, remember that they have a community project here. Okay?